If you're a business owner, does it ever feel like you're just buried under a mountain of tasks? You're so busy with the day-to-day that you never get to the big picture stuff. Well, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to build the ultimate toolkit to help you get from feeling completely overwhelmed to totally empowered. Let's start by digging into what the real problem is. You know, this quote from Lucinda Cross just hits the nail on the head. It's all about that massive shift, right? Getting out of the weeds of working in your business so you can finally work on your business. That's where the real growth happens. But the million-dollar question is, how do you actually do that?
Okay, first things first, let's just get real about the challenges we're all facing. You gotta know what the roadblocks are before you can figure out how to get around them. For so many of us, this is just the daily grind.
I mean, does this sound familiar? Your calendar is just back-to-back meetings. But are they the right meetings? So often, the tasks that are truly important, the ones that actually move the needle, they get pushed to the side for whatever's screaming the loudest. It's a classic trap.
And let's be super clear, these aren't just little annoyances. They're major roadblocks. There's never enough time, your team is stretched thin, finding funding is a constant battle, and all those big ideas for growth, they just stay ideas. So let's talk about how to tackle these, one by one.
All right, so how do we start to fix this? Well, the very first piece of the puzzle is time. You have to get your time back. And honestly, one of the best ways to do that is by embracing the power of virtual assistants.
So what in the world is a virtual assistant, or a VA? Well, think of a VA as your secret weapon. They're a skilled pro who works remotely and can take all those time-sucking tasks off your plate, freeing you up to actually focus on steering the ship. And you might be surprised by just how much a VA can do. We're not just talking about scheduling and emails. They can handle your social media, support your sales team, manage bookkeeping, even do creative design or web development. It's literally like having an entire support staff on call when you need them. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to what business owner Adrienne Mack said. She called them a lifesaver. That's the kind of difference we're talking about here. It's not just about getting a little help. It can completely change the way you run your business. Okay, so you've used a VA to get some of your time back. Awesome. So what's next? Now you can focus on the next big hurdle. Your team is at capacity. This brings us to the second tool in our kit, a much smarter, faster way to scale your team. Just look at the difference here. The old way, traditional hiring, is slow, you're stuck with whoever's in your local area, and it's expensive. But with dedicated staffing, you can build out your team in a matter of weeks, get access to the best talent no matter where they are, and save a ton of money. It's a total game changer.
And let's talk numbers for a second. We're talking about potentially saving up to 60% on expenses. Seriously, 60%. You get world-class work without the world-class price tag. That kind of savings can completely fuel your next stage of growth.
So picture this. You suddenly need a 3D animator or a top-tier engineer for a project. Instead of spending months trying to hire someone, you can tap into a team of specialists almost instantly. This lets you move fast and stay focused on your business, not on recruiting. Okay, so we've got your time back and we've scaled your team, but to make those big moves, every business needs fuel. And that brings us to the third essential tool in our kit, capital. Let's talk about getting the funding you need when you need it. You know, for a lot of entrepreneurs, the whole idea of getting funding sounds like a nightmare of paperwork and endless waiting, but it really doesn't have to be like that. The whole process can be boiled down to 3 simple steps. Apply for options that fit your needs, get expert help to get approved fast, and see the money hit your account in as little as 24 hours. Yeah, you heard that right. And this isn't some one-size-fits-all deal either. Whether you need some working capital to smooth out cash flow, money for a critical piece of equipment, or even complex real estate loans, there are tailored solutions designed for what your business actually needs. And here's a perfect real-world example. A restaurant owner needed money for new equipment and got it in just 48 hours. But listen to the most important part of what they said. Seamless and stress-free. That is the goal, turning a huge hurdle into just another simple step forward. So there you have it. We've looked at the common problems and we've laid out 3 really powerful solutions. Now let's pull this all together and see what this brand new toolkit for success actually looks like in action. This chart really makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the problems, no time, a swamped team, and a need for cash. In the middle, you've got the tools from our toolkit. And on the right, you have the result. You go from having no time to reclaiming your schedule, from overwhelmed to scaling efficiently. It's a direct line from problem to solution.
If there's one thing I want you to take away from all of this, it's this. You are not supposed to do this alone. Building a business is a team sport, and finding the right support is literally the key that unlocks that next level of success.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Once you get your time back, once your team is perfectly scaled with incredible talent, and once you have the funding you need to make your vision a reality, what will you build next?